How's it going, everyone? Equinox Studios here, and today we're going to talk about The Flash Season 8, Episode 13, titled Death Falls. The Phantom of Eddie Thawne visits Iris. She wakes up, blah, blah, blah. We are in the final battle. Um, and not only is Eddie showing up, but Nora Allen, Chester's dad, Allegra's cousin, they all show up. Now, Deathstorm attempts semi-successfully to convince Frost that she's not truly around, that she is a false person. Which I was like, I don't like where this is going. Now, the Phantoms obviously they create an immense level of grief for everybody. Now, Mark helps Frost and Team Flash as a whole. He learns that Barry is the Flash and that literally Frost is the only one that can defeat Deathstorm, right? And so he helps them set up the MAC by stealing something from a lab. I forget the name of the lab, uh, uh, but he steals like a little disc thing. He's like, they upped their security, but it wasn't enough. um, so they run the MAC, and it goes in, and unfortunately, it doesn't transform Frost like frame one, and so she kind of has like an existential crisis, right? You know, it's an identity crisis. It is legitimately an identity crisis. She went through an identity crisis in the span of like 5 minutes. Now Mark sits her down. Well, they sits down with her right next to it and is like, "Look, you are very much alive," and he figures out the missing piece of the transformation is grief. Because Frost has never let herself feel grief, it that's why Deathstorm can't find grief in her. She's never felt it, and why the transformation isn't working. So she then goes to they then go to Caitlin in the hospital bed, and Frost unloads, as it were. And she finally lets herself feel the possibility of grief. This results in the transformation taking hold. She goes from Frost to Hellfrost, as it were. Now it's time for the final battle. And so they bring in Deathstorm. I guess Frost somehow manages to turn herself into a grief beacon in the shape of Caitlyn, in like the look of Caitlyn, not the shape. They're both the same shape. They're literally the same body, just split into two different versions. Tricking Deathstorm, and uh Frost takes Deathstorm up into the air and they fight it out. What it looks like, Deathstorm has the upper hand. Frost takes off the little fusion thingy for Firestorm and absorbs Deathstorm, defeating Deathstorm. Now, there's Death Falls, right? Deathstorm is death. He's like, I have been there before everything, blah blah. He went on this like Speed Force season 2-esque monologue, but like it doesn't hit as well as when the Speed Force did it, because when the Speed Force did it, it was pretty cool. It was just like sitting in a couch, describing a force of the universe, something that's just there. When Deathstorm did it, who the hell is you? Right? Like, the way Deathstorm did it, he did it in the body of Ronnie Raymond, for one, and two, who the hell is you? You literally had no true life or existence until Ronnie died, as described by yourself, right? So it was kind of funny. Yeah, that was just. I love that. Anyway, so Frost wins the battle, as it were. I don't know why it went on that mini tangent from early in the episode, but yeah, Deathstorm just. And then Frost collapses. Now while the fight was going on, Mark was like a bundle of nerves, right? He's like, "How do you guys do this?" Like he's like, "What the fuck?" Like, I can't stand this. How do you do this? And it's like no one in the room decided to just outright say, "You get used to it." But that's pretty much the answer to his question of how you get to that much nerves is you just get used to it. Right, like they've been going at it for years now. Frost collapses and Barry, as the Flash, boom, zooms in, gets her, and they take her to the med bay. Since Caitlin's up, there's a free bed. Um, Now Caitlin goes full doctor mode, because like she doesn't have a choice. At least that's how she sees it. Mark is freaking out, right? Like the love of his life is in a hospital bed, possibly dying. Um we all know where this is going, and we all know where this video is also going. Um, but yeah, so they try and bring Frost, up. Now, Kanan decides I'm going to inject cold fusion into her to kick in the ice healing. It kind of sort of works. It wakes her up for a second, and her hair turns back to white. It undoes the Hellfrost transformation and brings her back to normal Frost. Unfortunately, she then dies. And the team just, once it's announced that Frost is dead, the team, everybody, Mark included, just breaks down and cries. And the writers are dicks. I'm sorry. The episode does end there, but like, I'm sorry. The writers are fucking absolute dicks. Like, this is not okay in any way, shape, or form. This was completely unnecessary in every regard. Like, what the flying fuck? You can't just do that. Like, we all knew that's where this was going. Like, the moment the name of the next episode being Funeral for a Friend came out, we all knew Frost was gonna die. But that doesn't change the fact that the writers are absolute fucking dicks for this. Like, you just traumatized everybody for no fucking reason. Like, I'm very much not a fan of characters dying for no reason. But like, what the flying fuck? This is no reason ramped up to like a million, and just like, yeah, we're just gonna, like, huh? Just all of a sudden, her supernaturally fast ice healing doesn't work. What? How does that make? First of all, it doesn't make any sense. Why didn't her ice healing kick in? Why didn't some supernatural hellstorm, uh, Hellfrost, sorry, healing kick in? Why doesn't anything work? It makes no sense on a logistical scale. On an emotional scale, it's just unnecessary trauma for literally everybody. Even Sue was affected. Freaking Sue Dearborn was grieving Frost's loss. Like, you've gotten fucked up as a writer when even the character who barely knows the character is crying. Why? Why'd you kill her off? Like, supposedly you're not supposed to kill off season one characters. You just write them off. But let's all realize, canonically, Frost is Caitlyn. She's a part of Caitlyn. You just killed off a part of a season 1 character. She's the other side of the coin to Caitlyn. So you essentially half killed off a season 1 character. So fuck the writers for this. This is my opinion of her death. Fuck right off. No, to be fair, the CW has some fucked up shit. Like, they're pretty much killing off Arrowverse with canceling Batwoman and Legends. So, but that's for another video. We're gonna talk about that depending on whether or not Naomi gets a season 2. We might still talk about it anyway because Naomi's character arcs are some of them are just. I think half this video now is just me ranting about the fucked up like mentality of the Flash writers. Eddie's ghost, Deathstorm, like ghost thing was like, yeah, my death was for nothing, and yeah, they just spat in the face of Eddie's sacrifice in season 1 by repeatedly bringing Thawne back. That is at the end of it what annoys me the most about Thawne, like Eobard coming back constantly. This episode was just fucked up in every possible way, start to finish. I hate it. I wish we got a different 13th episode. This could have been done a million and one ways better. Starting with not bringing Eddie back. Or at least not bringing him back in the way he was brought back. Right? It could have been like, what the fuck is going on? Right? It could have been like time sickness brought back, right? That was the theory going around. That would have been the perfect, like, oh, yeah. He's just time displaced because thing. And hey, now we know why Thawne is back, right? Thawne is back because he actually didn't, because Eddie didn't die. Although, that would have been so much better, and it would have made Eobard Thawne coming back constantly so much less annoying. It would be like, okay, your ancestor that killed himself so that you could disappear is back. He's alive. It's fine. You know, you get to live. This entire episode was fucked, and I hate it. Like, I've never in my life hated an episode of The Flash as much as I hate this one. Or really any Arrowverse show. Like, jeez. I thought the Batwoman writers were fucked up with the way they tortured Alice for like 2 seasons. And then the show got canceled. But yikes. Flash writers went like, yeah, hold my beer. Like, they literally just went, hold my beer to the Batwoman writers who got laid off. Like, yikes. Like, hold my beer, I got you. We can do more fucked up. Excuse me, what the Huh? At least the Batwoman writers only tortured one character. Flash writers decided we're gonna torture everybody. And then we're gonna kill off one of our characters. What the Huh? How is this in any way a good idea? I've been ranting for like 10 minutes now. This entire video is pretty much me ranting. Anyway, I need to stop because I need to watch Moon Knight. So, tell me what you guys thought of the episode down in the comment section down below. That's gonna be for this video. If you guys haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys next time. And as always, stay bright. I really hate this episode.